he revolted and smashed the machines that he was supposed to be working and fled into Sherwood Forest.
This is the rumor that spread among everybody.
And it was printed in the papers as the origin story for Ned Ludd, and they kind of adopted this as their figurehead. So what they would do is these cells, you can kind of look at them as cells, they would send letters that were signed by Ned Ludd to major entrepreneurs and factory owners saying, you have 100 of these new automating machines in your factory. If you don't take them down, you'll get a visit from Ned Ludd's army. And if he didn't take them down, they would show up, often sort of at gunpoint, and they would hold the owner at gunpoint. They would slide in under the guise of night. They would smash just the machines that were doing this automating. So there was a number of new machines or updated machines or machines that were used specifically for the purpose of sort of automating the work that the Luddites were doing. And they would just smash them and say, okay, they would leave them with a note, usually saying, if you leave well enough alone, this will be the last you hear from us. If you try to do it again, we're going to return and burn the whole thing down.
Wow.
So,
and for how long did that, I mean, I would assume that had a chilling effect on these factory owners, I would assume.
It was really interesting. So this is in Nottingham, and again, the parallel to Robin Hood is really interesting. They're adopting a lot of that spirit, and they're going out in the streets, sometimes in broad daylight, doing this in the beginning, anyways. And it works at first. A lot of the manufacturers said, this is not worth the trouble. Look, we did not want to do this. And you have to understand that there's, just like today, there were a lot of manufacturers, shop owners, bosses who liked the old system. They were fine with it. They were making good money. Everybody was relatively happy. But then there was a handful of what you would call like the tech titans today.
Yeah, the tech bros of then.
Right, and they were perfectly happy to tear up the old social contract so they could make a lot more money. And then everybody else had to compete with them because that's capitalism.